Hey Clashers, the Hawk Wizards are the best event troop on the highest level during the Clash Arena event. The reason for that is that the base builders have no chance of counterplay, while it's possible versus the Lava Loon or versus the Witch Golem if you heavily commit to that. But with this strategy and the Hawk Wizards, there is no counterplay really, because Spring Traps are nearly impossible to deploy versus ranged troops. Giant Bombs, they have so many hit points because of our life gem, and we have the heal spell as well, so splash doesn't really matter. As well, the way on how you deploy them is a crucial thing, and it's kind of reminding me of the original Lava Loon, or like Lalo, where you're deploying really surgical the balloons behind the Lava Loons. Well, as well for the Barbarian King, you can go with pretty much any equipment combination. Earthquake Boots with Gauntlet, Earthquake Boots with Spiky Ball, Spiky Ball with Gauntlet, Gauntlet with Rage Vial. That's the combination which I will use for this video. But to be honest, that's completely up to you and whatever equipment you have upgraded. For the Queen, I can for sure recommend you the Healer Puppet with the Invisibility Vial or the Healer Puppet with the Magic Mirror. Both are going to be great for your hero dive, and that's exactly what you're going to do with your King and Queen. The Warden, as I just said, the Eternal Tome and the Life Gem are going to be an incredible clutch factor to keep your Hawk Wizards alive, and because of that, you don't need anything with that. The Hawk Wizards are the OP thing in this strategy, so you don't want to add any regular Hawks, any Super Hawks, or any Miners, because that would just weaken the strategy. As well, with the Roy Champion, you're going in with the Haste and the Hot Rider Puppet. You can go as well with the Rocket Spear and the Shield. That's completely up to you and really depends in the end again on what you have leveled up. So I would say I will show you exactly how you play this strategy, because the Hawk Wizard deployment, it's all coming down to this. The most important thing for this strategy is to take down the Clan Castle. To be more specific, the Clan Castle troops, because having those on your Hawk Wizards is never a great experience. Another important thing is to always take down splash damage. For us, for example, it would be the bomb towers on the far right side, it would be the Eagle Artillery, it would be scatter shots, and pretty much everything splash, right? So for us, I think the best angle is to come in from this bottom left side, because we get the Clan Castle, we get a lot of different angles. So let's just do that. So well, let's just get the funneling right. The Yetis are just a super easy way to doing so. Let's get that in. And then we're going to deploy everything kind of in between with a lock launcher in there as well. Go in with King and Queen, and well, then just have fun and get the 3-star in. Poison for the defending Clan Castle troops. Earthquake then for the high HP hit point buildings and the walls, because this means they're going to open up quicker. Let's just use the Invis to force my Queen hopefully inside. Yep, that worked perfectly. Now we can use the King ability. We can still use that Queen with the Rage together if you want to. Let's just use the ability from her right now. She should come back in just a second hopefully and will join the King. But we have already taken care of a lot of this base. Queen now going... Really? You're going for two different... That's new. That's impressive. Where's the Queen going now? Okay, she's going into the middle of the base, which is okay. Let's just support her with some Hawk Wizards from the outside. And the key thing for them is to kind of spread them out a little bit, okay? Do not use all of them together at once. You want to spread them out a little. I forgot the Royal Champion. Typically, we want to have the... see if we can rage here. Typically, we want to have one of the rages for my hero dive, because the Queen kind of went bananas there a little bit. We, yeah, just don't do it. So let's just get the next Hawk Wizards in here. As well, another cool thing about this is because they are ranged, they can avoid most of the traps quite easily. Let's raise this up, and when the other Hawk Wizards have, like, caught up again, then we can use the last heal for them as well in just a second as they're catching up. Can we can as well, just so I can take a look at this. They are just taking down with their aura pretty much those skeleton spells, or skeleton traps, which is really, really funny, because just like there is no counterplay, and this is why I would put this strategy in the number one position, because I know a lot of people would disagree, where they're saying, hey, Lava Loon or Witch Golems are just at least equally as strong or even stronger, and I would agree for a casual player. But as I said in the intro, this is all about the highest level. If you would assume that someone is actually capable of building a base, you can defend Lava Loon with trap, air defense placement, and picking the correct defensive clan castle, for example. The same thing with the witch golem, where heavy damage flank areas are a true nightmare to get through, and you can really make the life of the attacker quite miserable. But with this strategy, there is no counterplay because you're putting in the Hawk Wizard surgically, so giant bombs and everything like that are kind of wasted, and especially you have heal spells, so you don't really care about that. And they're super tanky because you have the life gem of the Warden. They have over 2,000 hit points, every single one of them, which is insane just to think about it. And you have the hero dive, which, I mean, how do you counter a triple ice golem? I mean, even then you're going to be completely fine and you get the value. So it is just, there is no counterplay, and this is what makes this strategy better than the rest, that on the highest level there is no counterplay. Is it the easiest and is it the best strategy for most people out there? Probably not. No, I would never say that because it is not easy to pull off. But if you can learn this strategy, you are going to get non-stop 3 stars every single time. So let's just do it again. So first off, let's pick the clan castle. This one really far in the core. So if we go from the far side, we would need to go quite deep into the base, right? So that's not that likely that we get that far. So instead, what we could possibly do is enter in here, or like in this area, to take down from this compartment. We can take down everything like this, and then we enter with the Hawk Wizards into the Eagle and then finish on the Town Hall, which will most likely result in not having that many Hawk Wizards left alive, but it's just going to be such a safe 3-star. Just watch this, okay? So first one, Yeti with the funneling, another Yeti on the other side. We can wall break in here. That wall break was not that great, but it's okay, we got this. Now the wall break. We can use the earthquake already, lock launcher in here as well. And then we should be able to get this done in just 1 second. Let's freeze this quickly. King ability. But again, the queen should walk inside, right? Come on, the queen should walk inside. That's the most important thing here. We can use the queen ability in just a second, just like this. Nice. And we should get everything because the clan castle should be lured in just 1 second. And then we can start with the Hawk Wizards. And the poison tower already got triggered as well, which is quite nice. This guy's having an anti-lava loon base, like clan castle. And as I said earlier, we don't really care about the clan castle troops as much. So we can just rage. No, we don't really even rage those. Like the queen did her job. The queen did her job. So we don't need to do anything fancy here. So let's just heal here. We can distract that with the skeletons. Another thing is because everything having so many hit points, a lot of people like to run things like, well, the Inferno towers. But we don't really care about that because we are using Hawk Wizards, so we have a lot of small troops. Warden ability now. The Royal Champ just keep going. I think we can even rage her up right now again. We have still some Hawk Wizards left, which we can deploy for the back end. And we have like heal still left, which we can use in 1 second right now. Let's just redeploy the rest. Let's just, well, what do we even freeze? I mean, at this point we could just swag everything, but hey, let's just use the freeze right here. We still have the Royal Champion ability, and this base is just yet again another 3-star. It is just insane. Being able to deploy them in such a surgical way because they have as well so many hit points is just crazy, and it's giving you so many options. It is literally the regular lava loon, like Lalo, which means like lava hounds and regular balloons, not the event troop. It is like that strategy, but on steroids, even way stronger, with having so little counterplay, because spring traps, getting to play spring traps for a ranged troop, if anyone has ever built a base out there and you have tried that, have fun. that is nearly impossible. Spring traps are already such an unreliable trap a lot of times that they're triggering and they're not really working, and then they're like, it's such a random trap that being able to hit ranged troops feels nearly impossible. So yeah, it's just insane. So let's just do it again. 3 times is the charm, right? And 3 stars are the charm as well, and that's what we're going in again on this one. We have another base, and actually I think that's a ninja base, but I'm not 100% sure. But what are we going in with? First option, going from the far side, trying to go in here. Another option, trying to enter in here because we're getting access towards the clan castle, the bomb tower, and even maybe the town hall if things go well, and we have not that many flanking troops. I like that a lot, so let's just do it. 1 Yeti here for funneling, one Yeti here for funneling, and now we're just sending everything in here just like that. I think the lock launcher can be deployed like this. It's just mostly for like damage purposes, so that's why we're going to use the earthquake right here to damage out of those high hit points defenses, and not like for, I don't know, like any other purposes. We're adding a few Hawk Wizards as well to like make sure that we're getting a strong push in here. I will turn this invisible so the king actually is walking into the town hall. And we have the queen going strong. We can actually do some wall breaks. Yep, right there. Let's do the ability now. Let's rage this up. And we can already start with the Hawk Wizards yet again from the far side. But this time around, the town hall is already gone. That makes things way easier, to be honest. Let's just add the headhunters because all of those other heroes are pretty much in one spot. We can use the rage right here. Use the warn ability right now. And this base is already like... What is the base supposed to do, right? Like, there's no chance of fighting back or anything. We still have, like, heals. Let's just use that. We can freeze that scatter because that's one of the most annoying defenses because it has quite a lot of splash damage. And even the bomb towers, to be honest, are not even that big of a threat because they are for close range troops. So, not really relevant for us whatsoever. And take a look at this. I mean, this is not even fair. And now take a look at the bomb tower. The explosion is... not hitting all of those hawks. Oh, okay, it did quite decently actually hit them. But still, it's not really that big of a deal because we have so many alive. Like, did even any of them die? I don't even know. But it is just absurd how insane this is. And as well, from a base builder perspective, it is just impossible to defend it. It's always on the attacker. While with the other event troops, you have the chance of defending, which is already a miracle with event troops, but there is the chance, there is the slim chance of being able to defend this. This is not defendable. It's all about the attacker messing things up. And as well, I've seen people asking, iTzu, can you play Queen Charge Hybrid with the Hawk Wizards and replace Hawk Riders, for example, with it? Well, I would just suggest replace the entire hybrid with the Hawk Wizards, because it's always about more of the OP stuff is better. And the OP stuff, obviously, is the Hawk Wizard. So you don't need anything else. You don't need to combine it with regular Hawks, with Super Hawks, with miners, like with anything. Like, just play it on their own, and they are so tanky. Remember, with the Life Gem, they have around like 2,200 hit points or something crazy like that, which is just insane. Like, you don't need any tanks. You have heal spells and everything. And even with Rage Towers, they are struggling with rage scatters and everything to burst those troops down. And because you're playing them in more surgical different groups, well, there is like, even Splash can't really handle all of that because you're attacking from so many different angles. So you're pretty much copying the approach of regular Lavaloon, of regular Lalo attacks, doing like different groups of troops. And this really makes Splash such a nightmare to hit your troops. And that's exactly what you're taking advantage of with this strategy, with this attack, which is not easy, don't get me wrong. If you're talking about the easiest and best strategy for the event, it's probably Lavaloon or Witch Golem. But if you're talking just literally only about the best strategy for the event, it is the Hawk Wizards. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned maybe something new. And I will see you guys back tomorrow for the next one. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.